Locked on target. Hi crew, and welcome to 20 Minutes a Game, a show where I play 20 minutes of a game, reviewing it while I talk and evaluating and introducing many of the concepts of the game. Today we have The Legend of K Anniversary Edition. This is a PS2 game that has been remade 10 years after its release, and this, to put it in perspective, released literally 17 days before the first God of War. So God of War 1 and this game were literally brother and sister on the store shelves, and that's kind of the introduction here. It is an action platformer with various mini games associated in it with the sprinkle things in. So without any ado, let's begin the countdown timer. So 20 minutes of game, engage! So there we go. And first mini game that I wanted to show, and again, there is a story to this game, but there are many mini games in the game. One of the required things that I've had to do before this point was ride this boar through this course, and I wanted to show you a little bit about the boar racing and what you have to do there. As you can see, your control scheme very much switched. I am playing on the DualShock 3. I would not recommend playing this game on anything other than a controller. Now, I am doing this review on the PC version, okay, which is why you'll hear me mention that. In this game is multiplat. If you see the dark borders, the black borders on the top and bottom of this recording, that is not intentional, but because of okay, I want to illustrate that too. I missed the barrier, which is the checkpoint there, but I wanted to also show that. If I don't break all of those barriers, I fail the race, but you can progress in the game. So I've already beat that point, so, but the controls are kind of clunky. Checkpoint missed. So if you get to the end of that, that mini game and cross the finishing line, and that's the last one, it won't teleport you back, which is what I did the first time I cleared it. But basically, the top and the bottom here, by my face screen, it's because the game will not reinitialize and go full screen again. And I just wanted to show here one of the things. I actually had to invert my camera sticks and whatnot. These are just the basic game options. Brightness. Yeah, these are the graphics options for PC. Brightness, and that's it. Okay, no resolution. I can't change my resolution. So I actually am playing this in a window, but not intentionally, because I had to Alt-Tab and or set up my OBS to start recording this. So I have to deal with windowed mode, and I cannot get it to default back or even refresh my options. Oops, started going backwards. That's not what I wanted to do. Wait, really? Okay, I was going to say, yeah, I got the key there. So we're going to advance in the story a little bit, so I can show you a little bit of the combat and the level of storytelling. Okay, so I just got hit by that. Be careful of not getting your jumps exactly right, although that was kind of my fault. Okay, so these will ramp. What is up with these things? I keep on finding them. That is a mystery I have yet to solve. But as you can see, kind of no explanation. One of the things I do want to mention is the pathing in this game is kind of weird. And what I mean by that is storyline path. It took me an hour and a half to get past the noob island, is what I like to term these. And that's a term I take straight from Guild Wars 1. What that means is the general abilities and whatnot. It took me an hour and a half to get out of the boring place where I just had to run around and do fetch quests.
Well, it ain't the Rat Patrol. Bring it, butt brains.
Yes, and this is what I like to call Charlie Brown, the protagonist, because his voice is very much like Charlie Brown, but he has a mean streak to him. What I did there was a combo move, and critical moves or whatever. I had to crouch and then do that, Didn't really seem to be very effective. But it should be noted that there are 3 weapons in this game. But I felt like, due to story spoilers, that I would start the review at this point with just the 1 weapon, because you can see enough of the combat system to know what it is. Now, I have not encountered an enemy yet that will break my guard, but again, this is me like 4 hours into the game, and this is probably the 3rd battle I've had in the game. So you expect to do a lot of running around and 3D kind of platforming and fetch questing and backtracking before then. So I figured that this might actually be one of the high points thus far. And granted, I'm not too far into the game, but yeah, here's voice acting.
Then there was this rat camp. Oh my, I failed. I must hurry back and tell Tula what happened.
Yeah, and see, that's all unskippable. Like, every one of those scenes is unskippable, but it was like 30 seconds of dialogue. Oh no! Yeah, so don't step by those. And I don't know, that's another thing I wanted to say is, I don't know who the target audience for this game is. And yes, I do explore every nook and cranny of these maps when I play. But what I mean by that is, well, let me see if I can fight these things. Yeah, so I can just kill them. Yes, that's a hard puzzle here. Wait until they attack. But you would think, like, this is geared towards like age 12 or whatnot. I would say as an audience, but maybe like 10 or so. But the controls and the themes are just kind of weird. And I'm just, for the sake of the review, normally I'd go down and break those pots in a normal playthrough, but I really want to get past this section to kind of show a little bit more of the game for you guys during the 20 minutes.
Many thanks. I just hope that the rats have not found our worthy village. It's sheltered by a giant tree. Let's hope the rats don't invade and occupy it. May that my family is well still. I must hurry.
Why, thank you. But I will say the controls feel pretty solid as far as controls go in this type of game. That being said, I do fight with the camera a little bit. But again, I don't expect an anniversary edition of a PS2 game to fix what 3D platforming's main problem has been for years. I'm not that naive, and I don't really dock it. It's an acceptable camera for this game. Sometimes it does go into fixed camera angles like so, but generally it's pretty solid. I thought I would have an enemy off screen because that's just how things go sometimes in these type of games. So I went down with an attack. To illustrate what I was trying to illustrate for with the battle system. So I have a three combo right now. I can jump and attack. I can crouch and attack, although that's kind of weird even on a controller. Or that does an uppercut attack. Or I can crouch, jump, and then attack due to kind of a ground pound. Now, I will say that you can do the double jump normally, or you can crouch and jump and do a somersault, which kind of gives you an all-in-one type of higher jump. Now, you do have abilities like wall climbing and all sorts of things. Not like wall climbing, but like wall jumps. But not as in Mario where you can wall jump on everything. But
What's up? Do you see that button over there?
I'll shut up for this.
Sure.
Press it.
Okay. But first, I gotta knock off those rats.
Okay, yeah, so you can see that that's one of my major critiques in this game. And again, this was in the original game, I assume. So I can't really, like, say, oh, this is the difference. What the? Okay, I'm glad I get to show that off. Here's one music. That's the next. So, no fades, no transitions, just straight up changes there. Let's see. No, I can't grab onto those ropes. I think there are some ropes you can grab onto, some ropes you can't. And that has to do with... there is a system where you can have a rope bridge type thing where you can zip line. But the problem is these ropes aren't very clearly marked, or I can't distinguish them from regular ropes. You do have a magic system, but I've had no need to use it. I should have probably used it there to demonstrate it. I'll see if I can find another battle before the next portion is up. So, yeah, so you can use those to get around. But I mean, even simple things like, and here's what I mean by the audience. I'll get back to this. I don't know who this is targeted at, because the story is juvenile. You know, I haven't really gotten into it, but the story is okay. But there's occasional swear words, so it looks like a kid's game, right? But there are, and of course, now that I press the switch, now this appears. Now I can ride across. But there are occasional uses of the B word, and not like, and again, my channel is family friendly, which is why I need to say this way. But it's also the name of a style of sword.
The door's locked.
And
Key to open this door.
it's completely random, you know, like it's not even needed in all actuality to express it. But whenever they refer to the rats, it seems to be like the old 1940s trope of swearing at them. And it's just kind of weird. Good, we get a different enemy type. So, I'm glad to do that. Let's roll away. He's blocking me. Let's roll and do an uppercut, which broke his guard. Again, the game hasn't told me about that. Yep, an uppercut will knock them in the air and break their guard. I was not introduced to that concept, but I figured, let's try. Okay, I did a power strike and it broke off a piece of his armor. Oh, come on. That is so hard to do. It's a 3-button combo. Aw, man. Let's block. And you may not think that, but because it locks you into animations, that's when it becomes a little bit harder. Man, I need health. 'Cause even oh man, whoa, that wasn't even telegraphed at all. Oh, that's another thing. No Z targeting in this game. I cannot lock onto the enemy. And I just tried to roll out of that. No roll. So I just died the first time in this game. And it does checkpoint you, which is good. I didn't know that, so I'm glad I could show off the death thing. But you see, this is a potential problem here in the game design. Not that I died, but look, this fight was supposed to be cushioned with hearts, right? That you could pick up. But it failed to respawn the hearts. Alright, there we go. Got that cut off. Oh my gosh. Don't roll. I wasn't pressing directional button at all. Come on. That wasn't attack, by the way. When he raised his hands. Alright, let's just wait here. Will you trigger? Oh, you have to be facing your opponent to actually block. You can't just hold block. Okay. Got another piece of armor, I think. Come on, man. It rolls half the time. Oh, I don't even need the roll. I don't even need to do that upper attack. So I just have to keep on damaging him. I thought I had to do the power attack. Let's do an item. Did I freeze him? Whatever. I'll just use that. Use my healing pot to do this. And why not actually throw in a berserker's pot? Maybe, if I can select it. Yeah, the berserker potion is really upping my DPS, obviously. Man, I can see me facing like 3 of these at a time, and that would be a big pain. Like late game, like I know what would be good design. Let's throw 3 of these enemies, and I'm not saying they do, but I'm guessing that's what it is. So chapter completed. I'm hoping we get to show some of the animated cutscene. Oh, Master! My drunken master!
Master?
Who needs a school when we have a whole forest to ourselves? You have a new sword. Excellent.
Yeah, we definitely just ganked it.
To go your own way. My job is to teach you the basics. The rest is up to you. But we left a few things out.
You'll show me some more moves?
Oh,
Listen.
this is like every 5 steps in this game.
Combo attack on Zhongs, but also on enemies. This will give you a lot of advantages in a fight.
I've been doing that.
The more your chi, and therefore
I mean, not in like our Let's Play, but I mean like the previous fights.
Combo?
hey, focus.
We've already been doing this.
Difficult as it sounds. First, destroy the Zhong to get a combo. Then hit an enemy. You have limited time to destroy them all. Ah, and those arrows show you enemies which are outside your field of view.
Now I get it.
Okay. Can we do stuff? Okay. Oh yeah, the master has the ability to summon things ex nihilo. So I'm kind of like, what? He just waves his hands and things show up, which is kind of okay. No attack cancels, by the way. Which, if you press it twice, you are stuck in that animation. You cannot go about it.
To break the seal,
Oh,
need a combo equal or
yes.
higher than the number on the
You
seal.
cannot skip this, though.
First, destroy one Zhong to get a combo. Then hit the next Zhong.
I get it.
Same to reach a combo seal.
Like, you don't need to over-tutorial me. They explain everything in this game. Nothing's left to chance or figuring it out. No intuitive type of...
You have a 3-hit
Oh my gosh.
and a 3-hit switch. Power up your combo with the Zhongs and destroy them both.
Okay. Okay. Gold coin, which is worth 10
Move on to
copper.
the next lesson.
Because
Roll attack.
I want to pick up my
Roll
coins.
towards an enemy and then
You
attack right in
ganked my coins,
Hit
master.
it hard. Try it.
If they're despawned, so I swear to God, my collector. Yeah, they despawned. Oh, why would you do that to me? It doesn't look like I'll be able to show the animated comic cutscenes. Darn it! I was hoping that I would get to
Enemies
a
can
place.
block your attacks, but you are not powerless against them.
Yes.
Listen, if you stand in front of an enemy, you can roll behind him. This is your moment of surprise. Hit him hard.
Okay. Can I fight an actual enemy? No. Roll behind is YB LX YB. And again, I'm not doing these on YB. I have a DualShock hooked up. So, can I do the Zhong? Okay. Okay, block, roll, L. Okay.
Marvelous.
I doubt I'll be using that, because that is a complicated combo
Don't make fun of me.
to pull off.
Now, Kay, something else. If you are behind your opponent,
Oh, come on.
you can throw. Try it.
Can I just go behind him? Okay. Yeah, another cool thing is the animations are pretty nicely done, and the graphics have been nicely updated.
Combined with rolling behind the enemy. But I leave that exercise up to you. Now you've learned all you need to do it your way. Good luck, my friend.
Alright. I'm glad we're watching him walk away. And with that, review mode is engaged. So let us begin the review mode. Pause this so we can focus on the review portion of this. Now, I think I summed up the majority of the review while going through this, and this game is available for $19.99 on all platforms, or $19.99 or in the US, or your regional equivalent. Now, the PC port is done okay. I haven't errored out. I haven't had any crashes or whatnot, but as I said, it doesn't run in a windowed mode, and when you go back to the windows, you're gonna... And if you're like me, you're always alt-tabbing out of your game. If you try to go back into the game, you're going to be dealing with Legend of Kay Anniversary, you know, at the top and bottom in your toolbar, or your executable bar down at the bottom. Now, there are third-party programs on PC that can fix this, but that is one of the major things. I will say this as well. There's shops that you can buy. We didn't get to demonstrate that. And the cutscenes are done in the real-life animation, or if there's a lot of information, what they do is they cut away and they show kind of a comic panel. And I find those really enjoyable because the comic panel, although is kind of done in a rote way, they do, if you've ever played like the Infamous games, like it's not quite on the animation that par, but it does kind of give that kind of feel of a motion comic. And it's quite enjoyable. But again, my major critique of the family style of the game has to be the way it just doesn't really go forward in a way that is very intuitive. There is a portion in the beginning of the game that I got stuck on, and I actually had to consult a GameFAQs because I had to find a banana. Alright, and this is a very minor spoiler, and I don't feel bad about getting this out of there because it was a big waste of my time roaming the village for 30 minutes trying to find where this banana is to bribe a guard to get out of the village to go and get pumpkins for this lady. So I don't know why. So I could get a key to do that and then trigger another sequence. It's an obligatory fetch quest. But basically I had to help a lady get her pumpkins. Well, little did I know the bananas were in her house, which the houses are not clearly marked you can go in and out of. So that took me a little while to figure out, other than your own house. And it's nowhere hinted in the dialogue anywhere that this is where this location would be. You're supposed to know that she's a farmer and that she raises pumpkins or grows pumpkins, so she has to have bananas as well. That's the logic leap there. And again, you're left with no clue, with this huge starter area to explore that takes about 10 minutes to get to one side to the other. And a new area opens up at that point to you as well to go and explore. So the logical assumption is to go into that area that you were cut off from before and to explore that way. Well, nope, not this way. So really, I mean, there are jumps in the game's logic that would leave toddlers and even grown adults going like, what? Well, even, but I mean, that's just game logic in general. But again, I don't know what the target audience is here, because I wouldn't let my daughter play this knowing that there are swear words in it. But again, in some of the combos are legitimately hard. So I will say the battle system is quite engaging, even at this stage. I will say, when I'm actually fighting, the few times that it has been thus far, in like the 3 hours I'm into the game with, is just been fantastic. I love that. Give me more of those sequences. They're challenging with my health meter, how it is. I actually feel engaged, and I haven't lost yet. Well, I died the first time on the camera, which I'm glad I get to do that. But, you know, the game is engaging and tough. It has boss battles. It has events. It has great animation. I will say that. I do not like that they force you to watch most cutscenes, and I do not like that they prolong cutscenes. I feel like they could do it very well. But let's get into my categories. So, completionist, you have achievements on Steam, as well as, I assume, Miiverse integration. I don't have the Wii U version to check out, but I'm sure there's trophies as well as achievements for the 360. So, completionist, there's not really much to do after 100%, and there are art unlocks. So the more you undo the game, and there are hidden areas that you have to drink the demon potion to kind of see the demon portals to go through and unlock, you know, gold. And I haven't unlocked concept art, but I assume they're strewn about through the stages. And there's models, background music players, and whatnot. So those are the rewards you'll get from being doing the completion things. As far as a critic, I'll sum up my completion score. I would say that this is about a 6 out of 10 on a completion because, again, I'm getting this as a review pre-embargo copy, and I can't see the achievements before, but I've been giving them super easy. Like, they're handing them out like candy. And I don't think this will be a hard game to 100%. And the rewards are like art books and whatnot, which are kind of lame. So 6 out of 10 for completionist rating. The critic score, I would honestly give this a solid 7. It's not a must-own, but this is a genre that's kind of dead. And they did take some love and care in remastering an old PS2 game. And it's not really well optimized, and the options are lacking, which is why that gets docked so much. But, I mean, as I love seeing classics remastered in this sense, and it might get a little bit more of a free pass for me. And on a console, I would say this is 7. On PC, it's honestly more like a 6. If the PC controls do not suit this game, but if you have a pad, I would recommend it. Next on, we have my Seeker category, which if you're seeking new experiences, you will not find many new experiences in this game. This game is very rote. If you've played a 3D platformer from this era, you will definitely have played it. But you know, if you're seeking an anime type experience, or an animated experience, not an anime experience, but a like kung fu type of stereotypes all throughout, and you know, we want to get hyped for the new Kung Fu Panda movie that's going to come out, Kung Fu Panda 3, and you're like, oh well, you know, here's an animated game for you. So the Seeker, not all that much. I would honestly put this as someone trying to find new experiences. I'd put this at like 4. Okay, 4 out of 10. No, for my lore master category, I would honestly put this story on like a 5, because the presentation is done well sometimes, but it's not very interesting. They introduce concepts of being old, or being washed up heroes, and being what makes a true hero and whatnot. But they do it in such a way that it's drawn out. And honestly, if I was just playing this game, I would have quit after the first half hour. If for myself, the style of gamer. For Warriors, we have a great combat system. I would say this is my highest category to give a rating in, which is a 9. Warriors, great combat variety when there is combat. There's a high level of skill involved in this game, and I would, if you are a warrior type player, I would very much recommend this game on that. But again, I don't. there's so much in between the combat and the the exploring parts and the platforming parts, which do offer a challenge that holds it away from being a perfect warrior game. But now the creative, my last category. I honestly don't think there are very many creative options in this game. I would give it a 2 out of the creative, because again, there's not many creative aspects, but they do allow you to kind of purchase things and customize your character and your builds through that. So there is a little bit of character creation in the fact that you can customize which potions you can carry along, and they might introduce concepts further on into the game. But I was at a place in the game where I thought I could do 20 minutes and give you guys the gist. So again, thank you for tuning in, and there is my final score over to my, I guess, right on the screen. So hey, thank you for tuning in to my review of Legend of K Anniversary Edition, and until we meet again, stay on target.